Assalamu alaikum again, friends. So this is a very quick introduction to what exactly I'm proposing. The first video that I shared with you, just personally with friends, it had a very high-level overview. So I'm trying to sort of evoke your emotions, trying to see that if I could maybe make some sense, if my rambling is coherent enough for you to think about coming on board and helping us devise what we should be doing. So it was more about at the emotional level the trying to justify creative reason that we should be doing something. In this very short video, again, I'll try to keep it very short. I promise. I hope I'm successful in that. Just trying to create an outline of what this program is about, what I'm trying to actually achieve here. So I mentioned that we got about 25 modules that I've worked on that I've been able to create. Not all of them are completely done. I'm still working on quite a few of those, but healthcare, agriculture reform, technology, education, early education, childhood development. I've got these going on, and I'm going to be working very actively and aggressively to complete the other ones also. So the vision here is I want everyone that we know. I want all of us first of all, and then second, once we start broadcasting this program, once we start going public with the program, I want every definitely I want the educated diaspora of the country, but also even with people living in Pakistan to take a look at the program, and then for every area, agriculture, for example, or banking reform, or political reform, or legal system in Pakistan, or technology. Pick an area and volunteer that I know enough about the area that I can provide ideas. So again, if you think about it, how do you tackle one of those areas? We have to create these multiple teams. There'll be an idea team, people who come up with the right goals, with the right strategies on what the modules should work on. They look at some of the best practices in the world, come up with some strategy, some development plan to say, yeah, this is what we design. They create the goal, they create the KPIs and the OKRs, and they say this is what we should do. So that's the idea side of it. And then there's an operational team that will say, okay, we now have to start working on this. What resources do we need, and how do we get things done? So again, that's the operational team. And then thirdly, equally important is a governance team, just to make sure that the design that we had, the ideas that we have, that we initially had, are we working towards those or not? Do we need to do some course correction, or do we need to modify our steps, our processes, so we could be better aligned with our goals? So for every module, I'm looking for effectively for these three teams. Again, huge team, right? Huge undertaking here. But I really want the moment we start expanding the concept generally to the public, I want you to please help us spread the word around and get people to come on board. I'm developing a website where we'll put all these presentations on the website as well. There would be a volunteer section where you go in and you create for every module a record for yourself, put your name and your contact information, and then say what role you could perform. Maybe you're an idea person. Maybe you've got some familiarity of the concept. Maybe you're not an expert, but say you put your name down in that on that idea team or on the implementation team. Or equally important, you know somebody else who you could reach out to, who you have reached out to offline, and they're willing to come on board as well. So put their contact information and bring them on board. Let them come in and create their profile on our platform, and put their own personal information, and get them to volunteer for these roles as well. Again, we need to build the best possible team, the best strategic team in the idea side of the world, and the operational side, implementation side of the world, and then on the governance side of the world. So that's the three teams that we're trying to develop here. So again, very quick to get you to understand even though what I'm proposing is not quite a polished and refined state, but this is where I'm going with this entire series of lectures and presentations. Okay, I really hope it makes sense. Please, 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 please reach out to me to any questions, any discussion. I really want to hear from you. I want to get some feedback from you, and I want to improve the message. Even if you come back and you say your message is not coherent enough, we need to redo it. By all means, come back and let me know. We'll find a way to do that. We'll find a way to define, improve the message further so it gets through to people, so it makes sense to people. The last thing you want is to have the message go before the right person at the right time, but they're just scratching their head and things are just not making sense, and they walk off, they walk away. We don't want them to walk away. Okay? So this is really what this presentation is about. For the modules, I'm trying to get people to come on board and start volunteering for different aspects of the module. Okay, thank you so much again for your time. The next video will give you a detailed walkthrough of all the modules that I've got that which are a part of this entire presentation. Thanks again.